Some of my friends had been on pilgrimage before, and I'd heard about it, and a couple of the people in Cardiff had been on pilgrimage, and I thought I was a little bit beyond it, but they convinced me to come along, and here I am.
Pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
This year on the pilgrimage is that I basically hadn't done it before, and I really wanted to do it. For the last few years I've really wanted to do it, and as well in the seminary we have to fit our schedule in the summer around what we have to do and when we finish the semester and all this kind of stuff, and we have different commitments during the summer. But this year the opportunity came up and I grabbed it with both hands, and I'm not sorry that I did as well. I've had a fantastic time.
I like being with other like-minded people. I like the idea of daily mass and the idea that everything is done as well as it possibly can be. I like that people are friendly here, that it's not aggressive, that it's actually about having fun as a normal person who is also trying to be a Catholic in the modern world. That's why I'm attracted to this pilgrimage.
I've done Chartres a few times, and thought it would be a great opportunity to do the same thing in England on a smaller scale, with friends in the English countryside, and can't be better than that.
The conversion of many members of my family and England, of course. And I'm just about to embark on a mission in the south of America, and I wanted to do something before I went, like a pilgrimage.
One of the challenging things has actually been praying and singing. At first people are a little bit nervous and a little bit shy about it, and then it actually comes very, very naturally with the pilgrimage. It's an integral part of the pilgrimage. It's not a kind of forced thing. You do it spontaneously when you're in a group of people, and the walking, and as I say, it kind of seeps into your bones a bit as well and keeps you going. So it's that I enjoy singing. Always have done. So I've really enjoyed it, even though I'm not a brilliant singer. I really enjoyed that singing, especially the kind of calling and answering sort of type singing that goes along, singing the rosary as we go along. They should do it in Italian as well. It's not just French, by the way.
I had a lot of personal intentions when I came. That's obviously one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. I had all these personal intentions, and so the penitential aspect was very good in that regard. There was a lot of graces basically, and I've had a wonderful time. It's a lot harder actually than I even thought it would be. You know, I did the short pilgrimage last year, but this was harder than I thought it would be, but it was certainly worth it. So there was that aspect, the personal intentions. There was a lot of graces in that regard for my family and different things. And also the other thing is obviously the people that you meet. I've met some fantastic people. Everyone here is fantastic in their own way, and it's just been great to meet everybody. And so those two main aspects were really what did it for me. And we haven't even finished, you know. So that's about it really. So.
We had a really strong team this year, which made it very much a shared experience. I think that doing the cooking, we're not on the pilgrimage in the same way as the normal pilgrims are, but we still regard ourselves as full-time pilgrims, and we really had, I think, the same sense of challenge and adventure that the pilgrims have, and the same sense of kind of exhaustion when we get to the end of each day, and the kind of relief when we've done what we had to do. So it's definitely a very valid part of the pilgrimage for us. The most rewarding bit is when everybody sits down and sort of smacks their chops and gobbles it all up and wants to know if there's seconds. The most enjoyable bit has been working with my team. I had 3 helpers this year, and they were really good, really very supportive in every way, and really helped to make it into a cheerful, happy experience. Not just a chore, which it can be at its worst.
Yes, absolutely. I think we should make more use of the sites that we have in England. Are often long lost sites, or like yesterday we were at Westacre Priory, which is some ruins in the Norfolk countryside, and they're saying the same prayers which were said hundreds of years ago before the Reformation. I think it's quite powerful to show the continuity of the faith between the Middle Ages and now, which hasn't changed in fact. So
I think, definitely meeting new priests who have been so just amazingly open and welcoming, and just explain things to me that I just couldn't get anywhere else. Well, I read things online, try to understand them, but it doesn't click for me until I speak with a priest face to face about it. And they just so open, they give their time, and even if it's a really stupid question, they don't make you feel stupid. They're just wonderful. I think that is the best thing. I'm just amazed every time I come priest I meet here. So, yeah.
Speaking to the priests, getting spiritual guidance from them through confession, through just talking to them. Very insight into things that I wouldn't have otherwise had insight into. Yeah,
and the last part is generally the best. I find the lanes going into Walsingham. We finally have our target in sight, and the prospect of Mass at lunchtime. That will be the most rewarding. Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus.
I think one of the fundamental elements of a pilgrimage is obviously the penitential aspect and the reparation aspect, and it's a fantastic opportunity to basically make our own personal reparation and reparation for our country and our families. And I've had a fantastic experience. It's been absolutely wonderful. So yeah, it'd be nice to see a few hundred people on this pilgrimage, something like the Shaw pilgrimage, and I'm sure at some point it will get there, but it'd be great to see more Catholics on this pilgrimage, yes.
It's not like a descent of tongues of fire or anything like that. It's just I think eventually you're given the time to be with other people, and you're thrown together. A classic kind of Chaucerian kind of view of a pilgrimage. That is reality actually on pilgrimage, and I know you think it's kind of you're thinking about it, but just within a few days, a couple of days of being on pilgrimage, you get into step, so to speak, spiritually, and you start figuring things out yourself.
Untitled Chapter, et spes nostra salve, arte clamamus, exules Kyrie helene, ante suspiramus.
Gives you really the time to work things through. So it's got these practical utilitarian purposes, but it's also lifts you a little bit as well, spiritually as well, because you know you're going to get to the end, and you're going to, well, you expect to get some graces on pilgrimage, if I'm absolutely honest. Not that you want to be presumptuous about it, but you kind of you wouldn't come unless you thought you were going to get something out of it, and I think that shows a great faith, and especially this pilgrimage to Our Lady as well. I think everybody's faith grows on it. Everybody's going in the same direction, literally and spiritually, and you get that. You can feel that as you're going along. So I'd thoroughly recommend it.
I really don't know why all Catholics don't do it, because, to be honest, it's one of the things that I feel sustains me in my day-to-day life. It gives me a boost to keep going through, the drudgery of day-to-day life. I think that without it, you're much weaker, and I don't see any reason to make it more difficult than it already is.
Gloria